getting their prayers answered. Do you realize that most of them are carrying those prayers with them, carrying their cares with them everywhere that they go? I want you to just think about watching a person that had a ton of weight on their back and they were praying to God to get, praying the prayer of faith to get God to move on their behalf. Do you understand that they still got the weight on their back, that they can't pray the prayer of faith? They can't believe because they're weighed down with all the problems and all the difficulties. He says, so Pastor, tell them the first thing that they need to do is pray this prayer of commitment and cast everything over to the Lord. So Lord, I give you all the burdens. I'm not going to worry about anything. I'm giving it all over to you, because I know that you're going to take care of me. I know that you love me. I know that you love my children. You love my family. You love the position I'm in. And I'm just casting everything over to you. So can you just imagine when you do that and you go in and pray for something and you no longer have the burden, you now can believe for what you prayed for. But if you're going in there and you're praying and you're coming back and worrying about everything that's going on, and I tell you, Philippians 4:6 says it. It says, be anxious or worried about nothing, but pray about everything. So he's really telling you that you can't have anxiety, you can't be concerned, you can't try to figure it out and then go pray because you still got the burden. If you're praying for your children and you cast them over to the Lord, leave it alone. And just cast it over and go on. I tell you, you'll find yourself walking around a lot lighter. You'll find yourself being able to call those things that are not as though they were. You'll find yourself being able to believe. So I want to say this to you. If you had a ton of weight on your back and you just walking along, bent over, trying to get to your destiny, you got your wife's prayers, your concerns with your wife, your concerns with your finances, your concern with your kid. Could you ever get your conscience clear enough to really go into the presence of God without being anxious for those things? Probably not. And it says that be anxious for nothing, but pray about everything. And then guess what? When you do that and cast everything over, that's when you get a peace about it, because you know God's already taken care of it, because his word can't come back void. But if you don't really understand how to pray that prayer of commitment to cast it over, there's no way you can pray the prayer of faith and get what God has for you. Somebody say amen. Because that prayer of faith said, whatsoever ye desire, when you pray, believe that you already received it. If I still got all the cares, and this is what people do all the time, they'll pray for something and then they'll stop right after the prayer and start talking about the problem, talking about what they've got to do, talking about how it's not going to work, and saying I, when they should just cast everything over to him. Boy, I tell you, when I learned how to cast it over, it changed my destiny. It changed the way I see things. But I didn't have but $300 when we started this ministry. After I came off my journey and had bills coming every month, I cast all of my cares over to the Lord. And the next thing I know, there was money coming in to pay this bill. There was money coming in to pay that bill. And I suddenly realized that I had to release everything that I was carrying as a burden first before I actually prayed Mark 11:24. So what I did that prayer of commitment. I committed everything to him.